Hey video game junkies, this here is something that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to make a Trevor Clark Game Awards show where I just talk about my top 3 favorite games of 2011 for PlayStation, Xbox, maybe 3DS, maybe Wii, maybe mobile device. So this one here, we're going to talk about the top 3 2011 games for Xbox that I highly enjoyed. When I play video games, because I review games, I normally play through them fairly fast so that way I can get a good idea of what that game is like so I can review it. But there are those few games that cause me to just devote all my time to them, and sometimes cause me to not even focus on school or YouTube. It's really about the games that pulled me in, and I played them until completion and wanted even more. Now, before I go into this, of course I had to have a sponsor come in and help me so I could have enough money to get excellent trophies for the Game of the Year awards. So I'm going to go ahead and show you who our sponsor was this year. This year, our sponsor was shaving cream. Really great stuff. Highly recommend you check it out. This is probably the best shaving cream I've seen out there. If it's such good shaving cream, why do you have a big disgusting beard? Well, actually, in all honesty, when I got this shaving cream, it had nothing but a bunch of baby dinosaurs in it. Weird, right? So that's why I don't shave. But anyways, check it out. It's good for hiding things that you don't want your parents to find. That is worth buying. So what'd you think of the product placement? Totally fake. There's no trophy. I mean, even if I had a trophy, how would you give that to a video game? Here, you got a trophy, Skyrim. Oh, you have no place to put it? I didn't think that through. Oh, you can't even talk. That's right. See what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to go ahead and start this video and get the Trevor Clark Game Awards going, and you can check out the top 3 Xbox 360 games that I enjoyed of 2011.
Alice: Madness Returns. This game is a sequel to the 2000 PC game, American McGee's Alice. The first game picked up a few years after Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, and it deals with Alice losing her family to a terrible fire. As time progresses, she loses touch with reality and gets put in an asylum, which only makes it worse for her and ultimately sucks her back into Wonderland again, and only this time, for her, it is much more darker than before due to the fire in the asylum. Now, I was a huge fan of the first, and this year we were given a sequel that continued that story, but dove much deeper into how the fire came to be and what truly happened, because Alice blames herself in both of these titles. The game bounces back and forth between reality at the orphanage she is staying at, seeking guidance from a psychiatrist who is quote-unquote helping Alice forget her terrible memories, and then back to Wonderland, which for the most part is still as twisted as ever. Throughout the game, Alice gets to learn the truth to her past and truly confront it. Those familiar with the series should find the game enjoyable due to locations, characters, and a much deeper plot. For those new to the world of American McGee's Wonderland, it truly is just a dark version of Wonderland, something that would be reminiscent of a Tim Burton film with more adult themes. The game had such a beautiful art style, from its cutout-like cutscenes
Rabbit.
That's not right. What's he doing?
to the random crazy world of Wonderland. The gameplay is mainly a lot of platforming and puzzles as you advance your way through the insane imagination of Alice. At times, levels can feel a lot like a Zelda dungeon. When you are not trying to discover a new path in Wonderland, you will spend it fighting oil-covered dolls, card guards, and so forth, or discovering and interacting with Wonderland's locals. The game offers different weapons to approach different enemies, such as the classic Vorpal blade. There is also a pepper shaker that's used as a machine gun, a hobby horse, which is used to smash through walls or enemy defenses, and a few other unique weapons you could only find in the twisted world within Alice's mind. The game is very large and offers a lot of unique settings both in the present world and Wonderland. The weapons can be upgraded and new suits with unique abilities can be unlocked. There are a lot of secrets to be found within Wonderland, which pushes the replay value. The game can become tiresome and stretch out towards the end, but overall, even with the minor flaws it had, such as constant loading textures and repetitive gameplay here and there, I had a hard time putting this game down, and as a lesser known title, it was clearly one of the favorites of mine for 2011. Saints Row the Third. Saints Row is one of those games that seems to get people to avoid it just because it's quote-unquote a GTA ripoff. I think that's unfair to say. Yes, I get the comparison, but I would never say that I refuse to play Uncharted because it's a Tomb Raider ripoff. There are enough differences between these titles that they deserve their own spotlight. Plus, I'd much rather be in a world where you have many choices to your open-world crime games than just one. I'm glad to have Battlefield and Call of Duty. I'm proud to have Mario and Sonic. And I'm thankful to have GTA and Saints Row. Eliminating that thought process, let's move on with why this is one of my favorite titles of 2011. Saints Row has gained its popularity by taking what was over the top or just plain crazy from GTA games and focusing mainly on just that. I mean, why did we play GTA anyways? Granted, some liked the stories, but I was more in it for the reckless mayhem and side missions. This series has clearly had more than one title, and by this time it has changed a lot. The game does follow characters throughout the series, but the story is never so deep that you can't just jump in with this third one, which is clearly the best in the series. If you want to know plot, all you need to know is the Saints are basically celebrities at this point. They go to a new town and have to work their way back up, but due to the popularity, the Saints have a lot more available to them, such as better weapons and better connections, and guided missiles to eliminate gangs. Nice touch. Unlike GTA, this game allows full customization to your character, from sex, to the skin color, to the size, and even sex appeal. Classy. You can even select up to 3 voices for each sex, which when you really think about all the cutscenes in the game and the dialogue, that's pretty impressive. Customization even runs deeper, from vehicles, to your gang members, to hideouts, and even your weapons. It's hard for me to put into words in a short review how great this game is without fully reviewing it, but just in the open world and massive amounts of customization, the game has a lot to offer with replay value. Of course the game has a story to follow, but it really isn't much more than a mediocre story. But the missions are excellent, and there are loads of sub-stories and missions to dive into that really just lengthen the amount of time that you're going to spend in the city of Stillport. Plus, I don't think there's many games that let you watch a naked girl in a G-string punch a guy in his prized jewels with a rocket launcher. Hell, then again, I may be wrong. Sonic Generations. Come on, did you think I'd failed to mention Sonic Generations on my favorite titles of 2011? If you want to go ahead and check out my full review and thoughts on this, you can click the link below or on the screen. But this is clearly one of the greatest titles this year, especially for Sonic. Sonic Generations, it takes us back to the origins, not only in story, but also in gameplay. The game takes the classic Sonic from his blast processing days and throws him into the same generation with modern Sonic. The two have to work together to find out why they have been thrown together and blah blah blah. Who cares? The point is, this is an amazing Sonic game. Players are given classic levels from past titles such as Green Hill Zone or City Escape, and they are given the chance to see how both of the Sonics individually would have gone through the level. So for instance, modern Sonic now gets the chance to barrel through Green Hill Zone and forward 3D space, and don't worry, when you play as classic Sonic, you're not just playing the classic Green Hill Zone in 2D, you get to play a reimagining of it, so it all feels new and fresh, and yet vaguely familiar and comforting. And of course, this flops with modern levels such as City Escape or Planet Wisp, where classic Sonic now gets his own 2D run-through of the level, and modern gets a whole new reimagining. Truly, it's just a huge love note to Sonic fans. The game also offers lots of side missions for the player and bosses that'll prove to be very enjoyable, an amazing musical score with the classic songs and reimaginings of them, ranging from the less likely known Sonic R theme song to Open Your Heart. And again, overall, this was a great holiday title and a budget title, and one of the best Sonic games to date in the last decade. This was one of the best ways to go out with a big bang with Sonic's 20th anniversary in 2011.
Alright, so those were the top 3 games that I really enjoyed for Xbox. Now again, I know there's more. I mean, there's Batman, there was Assassin's Creed, there was Skyrim. Next week, I'll focus on the top 3 games for PlayStation, and then next week we'll do the Wii, and I'll continue it, so forth. Leave comments down below what your favorite Xbox games were. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing over the Christmas break. And I hope you guys had an excellent Christmas and New Year's, and thanks, and junk.
Trevor Clark has had his say to help you find good games to play. Game reviews, tattoos, and news. Poning noobs you'll never lose with Trevor.